Now, it's no longer a news that the president has appointed a new INEC Chairman, Independent Electoral Commission, independent, but it's the president that is appointing the INEC Chairman. Now, make it make sense to me that the president will appoint someone that will oversee the electoral process that will either keep him in the office or remove him from the office. And do you think that person he appoints will work against him? You think he can work against his principle? And the governors also appoint commissioners. Now, make it make sense to me. Wait, let me explain. Or before I explain, let's watch this video together.
Absence of honest elections makes our democracy a fake democracy, period. In Nigeria, the simple and painful reason why elections have been rigged all the time is that those people who have been vested with the power of appointing the electoral officers have by themselves been contestants, either by themselves or their political parties or their preferred candidates. They have been contestants in the same elections in which they appointed those who are conducting the elections. And so permit me to inform you that although it is very, very important to make bimodal voter accreditation system and electronic transmission of results via IREV all legally mandatory in the conduct of our elections in Nigeria. But I'm sorry to disappoint you that BVAS and IREV cannot solve the problem of electoral rigging in Nigeria without the neutrality and impartiality of the electoral bodies. Because those systems are vulnerable to manipulation. All those who direct, plan, superintend election rigging in Nigeria are the top leadership of the electoral bodies, who working with the politicians, work aggressively to skew the elections in favor of the persons and the political parties under whose auspices they were appointed, and who stuck in their visceral determination and unshakable resolve to steal elections in favor of their masters, will bring to bear on their quest this particular information I just gave, that these systems, the IREV, BVAS, are susceptible to manipulation, and that they can even manufacture logistical problems, infrastructural and logistical problems, particularly internet connectivity and power supply disruptions, and then turn around and take benefit of those failures. That they can manipulate the back-end data. They can do that. And that they can engineer system dysfunction and malfunction and exploit the resulting glitches. Or that they can even decide not to transmit the elections, whatever you say in the law, because it's always a do or die game for them. They can decide not to transmit the result electronically or delay it until it is useless. All the point we're making is that BVAS and IREV cannot help much with election integrity without the integrity of the electoral bodies. And you and I know that the existing electoral bodies today in Nigeria, at the federal, at the state levels, they are not working for honest elections. They are rigging elections in collusion with us politicians for the benefit of those who appointed them. And therefore, the only way to ensure impartial, neutral, honest, transparent, free and fair conduct of elections in Nigeria is to devise a means by which the electoral personnel, these electoral bodies and personnel, by which they are appointed independently of us politicians, especially the president and the governors. I'll say it again, that we must find a way to make sure that the president and the governors do not influence or direct the appointment of electoral officers. And so, in order to usher in the era of honest, transparent, free and fair elections nationwide under one independent, neutral, and unbiased electoral body, being inescapably the necessary and the only means we can lift Nigeria and our people, our brothers and sisters, out of poverty, and the only means with which we can reach the potentialities of God's endowment upon us, including taking our pride of place in the league of great and egalitarian nations. I do move a motion for constitutional amendment to provide for the establishment of a new, truly and literally independent National Electoral Commission charged with the conduct of all elections and for all elected offices. And that the new INEC be composed and constituted by 13 commissioners. 6 of the commissioners will be elected by the underlisted 6 Nigerian labor and professional organizations, and 6 commissioners will be nominated by the United Nations from across the world. And 1 commissioner observer will be nominated by Transparency International. That, I propose, will be our new INEC, for the first time appointed without the influence of us politicians. Of course, the new INEC will have the power to hire, to elect, and to remove their chairman, and to hire and fire all staff, including the chief executive officer. The election of 6 commissioners by the underlisted 6 Nigerian labor and professional organizations is arranged on a concurrent, corresponding, alphabetical order. That is to say that the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Polytechnics will elect 1 commissioner out of its members from the Northeast Geopolitical Zone. And the Academic Staff Union of Universities will elect 1 commissioner out of its members from the North Central Geopolitical Zone. That the Institute of Chartered Accountants will elect 1 commissioner out of its members from the Northwest Geopolitical Zone. That the Nigeria Bar Association will elect 1 commissioner out of its members from the Southeast Geopolitical Zone. That the Nigerian Medical Association will elect 1 commissioner out of its members from the Southwest Geopolitical Zone. That the Nigerian Union of Journalists will elect 1 commissioner out of its members from the South-South Geopolitical Zone. Politicians and those who have held political offices will not be qualified to be elected to serve in the new INEC. And the United Nations and Transparency International will not nominate a Nigerian or any person indigenous to Nigeria. Their own nominations will come from their staff. And it will be the responsibility of the president at the appropriate time to receive and collect the names and curriculum vitae of the nominees and nominees-elect for transmission to the National Assembly for confirmation.
Now, that is Ikechukwu Obiorah. He has submitted a bill to the National Assembly seeking that the power to appoint the electoral chairman, the INEC chairman, should be removed from the president, and also seeking that the power to appoint the electoral commissioners should be removed from the governors. Now, until the INEC is truly independent, we can never have free and fair election in Nigeria. Now, dear Nigerians, we need to keep our eye fixed on the National Assembly, that they make sure that this bill pass through. Now, the electoral reform that we all have been asking for, we've been begging that the federal government or the National Assembly, the Senate, should do. This is the time they do it. They have to pass this bill. If they don't pass this bill, nothing will change. A better Nigeria we are asking for, it is by this bill, by having electoral reform and making sure that the president and the governors do not have hand. They should be stripped the power to appoint the electoral, commissioners and the electoral chairman. Until that is done, we will all be on one spot, still complaining every 4 years, and nothing will change. Anyway, tell me what you think about this bill in the comment section, but before you do, please do not forget to
enjoy your weekend.